Hey everybody. Hello, hello. It's been a while since I've gone live, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous about going live. All right, I'm a little nervous because typically when I do a live, it's just kind of off the top of my head, and this one I have mapped out for you guys. So this one is called 4 Days of Experiments. All right, there's a couple different names I have for it. It's called Broke to Booked Out Live. Today we're doing day one called the Wealth Experiment, but basically it's 4 days of experiments. I have it listed in the description. The Wealth Experiment, the Intuition Experiment, the Energy Experiment, where I also talk about receiving, and then the last experiment is called the Bold Experiment. Okay, so all of these, basically it's 4 days of these experiments. Now I call them experiments because this is a no pressure type of thing, okay? This is not a course you have to do. This is not something you have to finish. There is no right or wrong way to do this. These are just experiments. Let's just see. Let's just take this like a whole playful thing, that if you do these 4 things, these things I'm going to talk with you about, and then I'm going to give you homework to do, what happens if you do these things? Will anything happen? What will happen? And these are just super, super playful things, all right? If you're not going to hang around for all 4 days, or you're worried you're not going to catch them all, sign up right here. I'm posting the link in the comments. So this is my old Broke to Booked Out course, and this is my new one. So I'm basically taking Broke to Booked Out and turning it into 4 days of experiments. And if you want to get all 4 experiments, when I'm going to put them all together and get them all in just one package deal, sign up right there at that link, and you will get all 4 days of experiments and all 4 experiments all in one shot. All right. So guys, hey everybody, welcome to the Wealth Experiment. If you don't know who I am Shannon DePalma, and I'm going to be looking over here because I have my notes over there. All right, and I am your money mindset mentor to a life full of ease, joy, and fulfillment through changing your relationship to wealth. Yes. So now I know you're an ambitious, motivated woman like me, who is here and is ready to do all the work and has big dreams and goals. I know that's why you're here and why you're watching the Wealth Experiment. But one reason why you're here watching the Wealth Experiment is to make more money. Shocker, right? A total shocker. Now, if you're here, you're probably ready for some money help, and I'm definitely going to be giving it to you today on the Wealth Experiment. That's why it's called the Wealth Experiment. So first smackdown for this Wealth Experiment, reminder again, these are experiments. They are meant to be played. They are meant to be fun. They are meant to say, okay, let's see what happens if I do this thing. Let's see what happens if I listen to Shannon and trust her and do this thing she's going to tell me to do. Will I make more money? All right. Totally playful, ease, nothing crazy. Nothing has to be perfect. But here's what I need for you to really take in and listen to. You are making this money thing way, way too complicated. All right. So you're making this money thing incredibly complicated. Now, let me give you some examples of how you're making money complicated, all right? So if you've ever thought of these things or said these things out loud, I need a fancy photo shoot before signing a high-end client, or if there's no easy way to pay you, if people just, can't pay you through your website, or if you can't just send them a link to pay you, if there's some complicated process that there has to be put in place or that you have put in place, so money isn't coming to you easy, okay? Like it has to take them a couple emails before they can actually send you some money. That's making money very complicated. Or if you know you should be selling high-end packages, but you're instead, hey Bobby, but you're instead selling these low-end services or products, right? If you're doing that, that is making money very complicated for it to come to you. So money should be very easy and very simple for it to come to you, all right? Now, if you have been doing some of those actions, some ways of making money so complicated to come to you, right? And you don't know that you're doing them. They're just subconscious sabotaging actions, right? This action is typically backed up by, of course, a belief around money, a deep, deep belief that you are not good enough yet. But someday you will be. Someday, when someday arrives and God sends a someday down, or whoever above sends a someday down, right? Money will fall from the sky into your lap, and on that day, you're going to be good enough to receive money magically on that day, right? But before money can fall from the sky and into your lap from this magical place, right? You have to actually, guys, here's the whole thing. You have to feel worthy of it before it shows up. You actually have to feel worthy of money before it can fall from the sky, and that someday can come when you feel wealthy and you feel powerful and you sign the high-end client, right? So how do we feel worthy, right? How do we get to that place of feeling wealthy and powerful and signing the high-end clients? How do we get there? Right? So yeah, Shannon, I want to feel worthy, but how do I get there? So there's a couple different things we're going to be doing in the wealth experiment today. So first thing I need you to do is I need you to take the money that you want, take this idea of this money, okay? Or take the idea of big online coaches or big online leaders, and I need you to take them off of the pedestal that you have put them upon. You have taken some amount of money and said, oh my God, when I make that amount of money, all of my dreams and all of my feelings that I've been wanting to feel and everything will just come together when I make that amount of money. So you have placed it above you and really far outside of you. Or you've taken an online coach or a big online leader and you've placed them upon a pedestal and said, oh my God, this person is like a god. They know all. They know everything, right? And we all have been there. There is no shame in doing that. But it's what is keeping you from feeling worthy and keeping you from being wealthy, okay? And I want you to know that I've worked with high-end online leaders and high-end coaches, and guys, they are totally human. They are human. They at one point were where you are, were where I am. They have totally been where we are, and they're human beings, okay? They have raving clients, and maybe they have clients that don't get amazing results. They're not magical, right? They have no secret pill, they don't have a secret book they're looking at, right? They have no superpowers. They are human beings, okay? So take them off the pedestal along with that amount of money, okay? So I want you to think of these three people. If there are three people, maybe there's two, maybe there's another person, and you're looking and you think, oh my God, I would just love to be her someday. I'd love to be where she is or he is, whoever it is. And I want you to think of how at one point and at one time they were where you are today, that they have been exactly where you are, okay? And then I want you to think of that amount of money that you've placed upon this pedestal that is so high and so far above you, that seems so crazy right now, like impossible to make. And I want you to break that number down. I want you to actually look at that crazy amount of money that you're thinking of, whether it's $20,000 in a month, $50,000 in a month, whether it's just your first $10,000 in a month, right? And this number that you've placed upon a pedestal. And break it down, guys, because we run businesses. So we pay taxes, we pay teams, we pay expenses, we pay ourselves, we pay, right? There's a lot of money that will be taken out of that crazy amount of money. And when you break it down, I'm about to burst your bubble now. When you break down that huge amount of money you've placed on a pedestal, it's actually not that much money in the end. Really. There's taxes to pay. You have people you need to pay, whether it's a coach or an assistant. There's, maybe a coach you want to hire after you make that amount of money, or a course you want to take. And then there's business expenses. And then you have to pay yourself, right? And then maybe you've had an idea of where that money will go when you make that amount of money too. So it's probably, honestly, guys, it's not that much money in the end. But that's what makes it so less intimidating, is it's like once we break it down and we see, wow, you know what? It's not really a crazy amount of money in the end. That's taking it off of the pedestal, all right? Okay, so now, this is the wealth experiment, and we are coming to the homework of the wealth experiment. And if you are not sitting down, you should probably sit down right now or the homework because it's going to scare the shit out of you, okay? All right, so here is your wealth experiment homework. Again, if you're just joining us, this is an experiment. It is meant to be fun. It is meant to be playful. It is not meant to be serious, or you have to be the perfect student and you have to do it right, or you can do it wrong. This is just fun and ease, guys, okay? Just seeing what would happen if you did this. If you did this assignment I'm about to give you, what could possibly happen, all right? Okay, yes, make sure you're sitting down. All right, so here's your homework for the wealth experiment. You are going to raise your prices by $1,000, okay? Yes, $1,000, guys. Let me say that again. You're going to raise your prices by $1,000. Again, we're just going to see what happens. We're just going to see what happens if you raise your prices by $1,000. You're going to send out an email to your list or all your social media channels, okay, and telling them that you're doing it today, and today is the last chance to grab your original prices. But you're going to be raising your prices by $1,000. And it's okay. You can totally do this. It's not even that much money you're raising your prices by, guys. You'll find out, okay? You'll find out that once you declare this and you do it and you just see what happens, you will watch as you don't die. No one calls you out and says, oh my God, you cannot do that. You can't do this thing, right? I can't believe you would do that. You will watch, go ahead, declare it. Let your email list know, let all your social media channels know that you're going to be raising your prices by $1,000 and nothing crazy is going to happen. You are still going to live. Life is still going to go on, all right? The only one who is telling you right now that you can't make that amount of money or book a client at that price, because I know you are watching people surpass you and saying, well, why can't I? Why can't I charge that much for my packages? Why can't I charge that much for my services? And the only person that is telling you that is you, okay? So we're taking this as an experiment. Raise your prices by $1,000 and let's just see what happens. You're going to email everyone on your list, tell all your social media channels, today is the last day to grab your original prices starting tomorrow in 24 hours. Your prices will be raised by $1,000. Okay? All right, guys. This is day one of the Broke to Booked Out Live, 4 days of experiments. Today was day one and it's the wealth experiment. If you want to grab all of these 4 experiments, you want to make sure you get them all. Make sure you're signed up. I put a link in here. Let me see if I can put another link in here. Perfect. Yes. Sign up there on that link. That is my old version of Broke to Booked Out. You can still take a look at it. Do I really align with it anymore? Not really. But you will get all 4 days of this sent to you as soon as we are done. Tomorrow is the intuition experiment. And if you thought raising your prices by $1,000 was going to be tricky and hard and really call out all your shit, you're going to want to watch the intuition experiment, because it is by far the hardest thing I've ever done. And it's always the hardest thing for my clients to do, but it is phenomenal transformation. It is incredible change. All right, guys. All right. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, you can send me a message. If not, I'll see you here tomorrow for the intuition experiment. And you are going to be raising your prices by $1,000. And nothing is going to collapse or fall apart. I promise you. All right. Bye, everyone.